Welcome, everyone, to SGTV Conversations Podcast. I'm your host, Luke Baker. And, as always, my co-host, Jake Hutchison. How you doing, Jake?
I'm good. How are you doing, Luke?
I'm doing fantastical.
It's nice to be back after a month hiatus.
I know, it's been a while. It has been a while.
Yeah,
but we've been doing other podcasts, so, we've been keeping busy.
Yeah, hanging in there. It is what it is.
And joining me for the first time ever on this podcast, Mr. CCS, Mr. Hammered with Quaters.
Quaters?
Hammered with Questions.
Hammered with Quaters.
Hammered with Quaters host, John Wagner. How you doing, John?
I'm doing great. It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate you having me on this fine establishment of a podcast.
Yeah. We got the full studio locked down now, like soundproof walls and everything. It's kind of a big deal.
It's kind of important.
Yeah. And finally, making his first appearance also, 1080C member and Murderberg specialist,
Straight out of Murderberg.
Sam Gossett.
Sammy G.
doing?
Sam Gossett.
Straight out of Murderberg.
Straight
It's such a dumb thing.
Hey.
It's so dumb.
It sounds better than straight out of Union. So
Yeah.
Well, I've never once in my life said, I'm straight out of Union.
I'm
What am I, in the NWA?
I'm going to get you a t-shirt that says straight out of Union. How about that?
I'm going to wear the hell out of it, dog. You don't know about that.
That would be the least ghetto thing I've ever seen, probably.
Union?
They have,
Union's
Well,
pretty
no, just
ghetto.
because it's Union,
they have
Union's pretty
straight
good.
out of Cola shirts. If you go to like Garnet and Black Traditions,
I would never.
Really?
I
they
would
have
never
they
buy
have a
one
straight out
those.
of Cola.
You look so white. I'm
Yeah, I
pretty
know.
sure.
That's the thing. Like, okay, so like Powerade has these commercials now with like Jimmy Graham is one of them. You know, like a football player, right? So he's got this shirt on at the end of the commercial that says "Just a Kid from Goldsboro." And you can go online and get them in any name or like any name of the city. So like, if I were like just a kid from Greensboro, that's fine. But like, if it's straight out of Greensboro, it's a little questionable.
So
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
kid is okay.
Right. Because like straight out of Compton is like specifically like Compton.
You can't use that for anything else.
Exactly.
Really.
Like just a kid from blank is like that's pretty generic.
Yeah,
Like, you can
yeah.
open that up to whatever. So
It's not copyrighted and whatnot yet.
Yeah.
Straight out of Compton.
I
NWA.
don't know if that was ever copyrighted because I feel like they
Well,
would
no,
be getting
Probably not. But I mean, it's just it's associated with Compton. Like
Right.
you really can't.
great movie by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It
10
was
out of
awesome.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I gave it.
Yeah.
It was in both me and Luke's top 10
Yeah.
of the
I
summer.
think it was like
or top 5 of the summer.
Number 4, number 3 for both of us.
I
Yeah.
thought Dr. Dre slightly underplayed. Like they made him just like a little bit too like just here, just casually happen to be working with the top rap artists of my generation. No
Yeah.
big deal,
Yeah.
making deals, making moves.
There was also a controversy where like a lot of people were mad because Dr. Dre wasn't portrayed like how he actually was back then. Like apparently he was more of an asshole and
Yeah, he beat up. He like wasn't he like a wife beater or something?
He was a
Yeah.
woman beater a little bit. Kind of a
Little bit.
terrible guy, but
Yeah.
things work out for him, right?
Yeah, they all worked out. The other dudes were really good. The guy that played at Easy crushed. He was
Yeah,
the
he
best.
did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was
have
the best.
Have you heard the whole deal about Suge Knight and Eazy-E? Have you heard this whole thing?
Oh, he
Oh,
gave
yeah.
him AIDS or
Yeah,
something?
so
Yeah,
apparently he gave there's like a whole deal. A lot of people think that Suge Knight gave Eazy-E AIDS.
yeah.
Because he
No,
died.
okay.
So he died of AIDS, right?
So-
So, that's
okay.
like
There's also a hint of that in the movie because I read up on this after I watched it. So apparently, I don't know if do you guys remember the scene where Eazy-E gets beat up by Suge and all his goons and stuff.
Yeah.
he shows up at the studio.
Apparently, the people that watched it noticed that Eazy-E didn't start coughing real bad until after that scene, and so it's hinting a little bit actually
okay.
that
Also-
saying that Suge Knight.
I mean, that's
Another fun fact. After around that time, around the time that scene was set, I think that was in the early '90s or something like that. Suge Knight went on Jimmy Kimmel, and so Jimmy Kimmel was wearing a bulletproof vest because I think Suge Knight was fresh out of jail or something like that.
Yep.
So he was a little nervous. He's like, Suge Knight comes in, he's like, man, why are you wearing what is all this about? What are you wearing the bulletproof vest for? He's like, you don't need a gun to kill anybody anymore. He's like, what are you talking about, dude? He's like, it's really easy. You just go, you find somebody with AIDS, you get a vial of their blood, you get a syringe, and you just stick them. And then everybody was like, oh my gosh, you are an awful person. Then he said, oh yeah, that's Eazy-E style. And everybody,
What?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he said that.
Damn,
Well,
that's
they said he was. He's been sexually active since he was 12. So
Who, Eazy-E?
Yeah.
apparently.
Well,
He was,
you
I mean,
know.
Well-
I just love that. I just love when Paul Giamatti's like, "You've been I just Paul Giamatti's like, you can't bang every chick in the world or whatever it is. It's pretty funny.
My first question for you guys is,
Oh my.
Yep, fired up.
what is your "we will never speak of this again" moment?
Well, doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of it? We'll never talk about this again.
Well, okay.
Exactly,
I have a story of. Oh, well, not really a story, but I had that moment that happened, but it didn't work out like that. Everybody ended up talking about it, so I didn't want people to talk about it, aka Kyle and Dave, but they ended up telling everybody. Apparently, I found out last night. Tommy, he knew about the story.
Goon Squad.
Yeah,
Goon Squad. Tommy.
he knew about the story of me throwing up on Kyle's couch before I even met him. So found that out last night.
I mean, dude, like, I think we've all thrown up on something we weren't supposed to. At some point.
But I mean, that was just weird that he knew the story. Like Dave told him the story before I even met him.
Well,
Really?
Dave does that.
Have you ever met somebody that heard a story about you?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Oh yeah, no, I hate when just be like, oh yeah, I heard that you jumped off a cliff, snapped your leg, and then you threw up all over yourself. No, yeah, well,
Yeah.
that did happen.
That is a thing that one time happened in my life.
It's facts.
But I don't really have a moment other than that really that I can think of that
Yeah, it's like one of those where I don't
stays in the
Me either. I don't know, man. Like,
stays in the
know.
dark.
Are you an open book? You an open book, Jake?
kind of. I mean, I don't really give a shit most of the time, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of like, whatevs. I mean, I get drunk and do silly things, but who doesn't?
Get drunk and do silly things.
Yeah, but like, people tend to like write that off when you get hammered. So.
Oh, well, how about?
I've noticed that's like the best get out of jail free card. Like, you can do the dumbest shit when you're hammered, and everyone's just like, man, he was drunk. It's fine.
Yeah. I think the first time, this is a little fun little thing here. First time I was here and I was having a pleasant evening. I was having a pleasant evening, and for whatever reason, my first impulse after I was in the midst of my pleasant evening was to watch Tarzan. Which I still think is the best Disney animated movie of all time.
It's in the top 5.
Really?
Yeah,
It's in
that's
the
my
top
opinion.
five.
All
Really?
time?
You
Top
think?
Yeah, I definitely.
That doesn't
okay,
even crack
okay.
my top
How
five
about
at
this?
all.
How about this? Non-Pixar Disney.
Yeah, non-Pixar.
Non-Pixar Disney is number one.
Yeah,
That's number one.
Pre-Pixar.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that don't
So-
crack. I don't even know if that cracks my top five.
So I was told that apparently I was telling everybody like, do you have Tarzan? Like I was asking everybody on my phone, do you have Tarzan? Do you have Tarzan? And then finally my room was like, dude, it's on Netflix. And I was like, so then I ran back to my room and I sat up on my bed like a little 12-year-old crisscross applesauce on my bed watching Tarzan, and then I kind of fell asleep that way. Just I was sitting crisscross applesauce and I just kind of slumped off, and then I woke up the next morning and my feet were halfway off the bed and Tarzan was paused in the middle of the movie. So I didn't.
Are you still watching?
Well, yeah, I was
I hate when Netflix does that.
That's
Are
so
you
stupid.
still watching? Yes, I'm binge watching, sir.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I wish they should make a binge watching button. So
I'm surprised
an automatic-
Netflix doesn't know that people do that.
Oh,
Oh,
they
they do.
They
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Well,
That's the point of their
I think,
shows.
Are they just being
They're just,
Well, no, they're
troll.
just behind.
Yeah.
I don't know. They have
they have a lot of work.
Yeah,
have a lot of work.
they did a study for their top 20 most watched series, and it was at what point do you stop
Stop
watching a show or-
Well, or it's at what point do you get through this episode and you're gonna watch the rest of them? And for most of them, it was within 3. I think House of Cards was 5. But other than that, if you can get through 3 episodes, you'll be inclined to watch the rest.
House
of
of
the
Cards
series.
was lower than the other ones. I think most
Oh,
of
really?
them were 5,
Really?
and then
Oh,
House
okay.
of Cards was 3.
Which those episodes are kind of slow. I feel like that would be.
I mean, that show just sucked me in, man.
Yeah,
it's so
Bad.
good.
So good.
Whenever I'm gonna be honest, that opening scene when Spacey walks out and he's talking to the audience is I hate weakness and shit, and he murders that dog. I was in, dude. I was like, all right, well, I guess I found a new show I'm gonna watch all the time. Daredevil was like that, at the end of episode 2, whenever they have that 6-minute long take of this giant fight scene. I was like, I'm in. I don't care if they make turds the rest of the way, but I'm watching the show for this.
Yeah.
I can't get over the House of Cards intro. It's too long for me. I'm
Yeah.
I love the song and the visuals are
Yeah,
great,
it looks
but
great.
You watch it once and you're skip.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like Friends too. I get through that one time, and now by the end of it, I'm on the last season now, and I don't want to hear that song anymore.
Well, the biggest problem with the House of Cards one is and there are some shows that do this. I binge watch Entourage one time.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I love Entourage, but I binge watch Entourage, and
Nerve.
they always have their intro at the very very beginning, so you can kind of find where the intro is going to end, and you can just click in that general area, and you're about at the end. When after you watch about 10 episodes, you're like, all right, I know where the end of the intro is, so I'm good. Problem with House of Cards is they always have a scene before their intro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
you gotta skip through.
So there's no way to kind of judge like where to click to make sure you skip
Well, they have
a certain
little
amount.
previews in the.
Yeah, you get a little thumbnail.
Yeah, but still.
Thumbnail.
You know, Orange is the New Black has easily the worst title sequence ever. It's just this loud, like, it's like they forgot to normalize it, so it was like, it's just blowing in your face. They'll have like some nice quiet scene before, and then it's like, you got time.
I don't think they.
I think
I don't think they.
that was pretty accurate.
Yeah, that was pretty. I've never seen an episode of that show.
Me
It's
either.
fantastic. It's one of the best written shows on TV right
Really?
now.
Yeah, I've
The
heard
writing's amazing.
I've heard that and Orphan Black are just like
Yeah.
this shit. Like I've heard Orphan
But
Black's
it's
phenomenal.
just like it's like a picture of like women's like eyes and faces, and then there's this blasting rock song, and it's just so loud. It's just like I hate it every time. It scares me. It's like, ooh. Yeah.
Gives you the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot. It's weird because like a lot of really good shows just ended, so we're kind of in
Yeah.
this weird spot where we're trying to kind of figure out like what's the next like gen.
What am I doing with my life?
Well, like I mean, you gotta think like Dexter ended,
Yeah.
and
Tears.
Breaking Bad just ended.
Tears.
How I Met Your Mother just ended, like
Double
not too long, like
tears.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think
I
Fargo
feel-
has the chance to be the next great show because
Yeah.
that is a fantastic series.
Wait,
Well, we got
Equally, Fargo, the
Oh,
TV
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
It's my favorite city in North Dakota.
Fargo.
Dakota.
Dakota.
North Dakota.
Fargo, no,
Okay,
Fargo, North
okay,
Dakota.
then.
Home of the North Dakota State Bison.
Bison.
Man, that movie's awesome.
Bison.
That movie is unbelievable. Fargo.
I haven't
so
seen
good.
it.
It's
Yeah,
so good.
I feel so-
The
I feel-
Coen brothers are awesome, man.
We're like, we see, like here's me and you over here. We're like, and we haven't seen that much, and then
See,
these
I
two
don't,
are.
I don't watch a whole lot of TV shows really.
Yeah.
I don't watch Dexter. I don't watch
should.
House of
Wow.
Cards. I mean,
You
I
should.
watch Game of Thrones.
As well, you should.
And
Game of Thrones
seen
is
that.
unbelievable.
I mean,
haven't
my
seen that
favorite
either.
TV show is That 70s Show.
Oh, really?
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
good show.
You
It's a really good show.
plebeian.
So
I actually just watched all of Community. Like
Oh, that's fun.
that show is amazing. Like Community is like it's weird. Like I mean, I'm glad that I'm glad it's over because like the final season was kind of weird, but like the rest of the series is like super good. Such a well made show, and it's like really funny. So
Still doesn't beat Parks and Rec, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've seen a few episodes of Parks and Rec. I haven't watched a ton of it. I'll be honest. I don't watch a lot of network TV. I'm
it
usually
moves
watch.
me to tears.
I usually watch
Really?
stuff that's
I
on
heard
like.
the finale was like fantastic.
Oh, it was really good. They like jumped like 3 or 4 years into the future, and then
Yeah, I saw.
it was like they jumped and then they jumped again. So like they were, it was because like on the last, I don't want to like spoil it,
Yeah.
but like at the end of the show, Leslie's trying to get a job in the Department of like the National Parks Department, and like get a national park in Pawnee, and then they bring in like the Department of the Interior like gets a division in Pawnee, and so then it like cuts to them like opening the Department of the Interior in Pawnee, and like she's the head of it, but then it like skips again, and it's like what happens like way later on.
Wow.
So it's kind of weird, but
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed it. But
Yeah, I liked
the Lil Sebastian thing.
I don't know. I don't watch a lot of like network TV. Like I never watch like Parks and Rec. I don't like the network TV most of the time for some reason because I just don't. I feel like they have to be very like PC, like much more PC than like other networks have to do, especially
Right.
like FX and like. I mean, obviously like Netflix or
Speaking of
HBO.
PC, good lord! I don't know if anyone watches American Horror Story, but they just
That's
got.
the opposite of PC.
Have you seen the most recent like season?
It's
It's just
terrifying.
I got mad at it because I really like American Horror Story, and this is just nonsense. It's just like shock value for shock value. It comes out of nowhere. They don't explain anything. This guy with the drill dough, it doesn't make any sense.
It's got
A what?
Did you say a dildo?
Yeah,
What?
he has a drill dildo.
Oh,
drilled out. It's kind of the same.
And then
thing.
Lady Gaga like murders some people in like a
Ooh.
foursome. It's fucking weird.
It's kind of
this
like
sounds like a category on like a porn site.
yeah. What's this season called?
It's a really
Hotel. It's
yeah,
Hotel.
It's a really cool
American Horror
environment.
Story Hotel.
Yeah, I mean it could be a really cool concept, but Wes Bentley plays the main character in it. He plays like this detective or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know who
And
it is.
what from American Beauty?
Which
guy?
one?
What?
The guy?
How
The
dare
creep-
you?
There's the guy that's not Kevin Spacey. The
Yeah.
bad guy
The-
who's like,
the-
"This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen."
Yeah,
That guy?
the guy with the camera.
Yeah.
His
Okay.
boyfriend.
Okay, he's an American Horror
Yeah.
Story? Okay.
And it should be good, but it's just like
Is he in
Like-
every season?
no, he was last season for like 2 episodes, but now he's like the main guy.
Oh, okay.
And now it's just they just do like it's just not they don't even like that all happens before they explain a lick of the story. So it's just random things just put together just to have.
I mean, FX has done that before. Like, Nip Tuck had that thing where they were doing a lot of like shock value things for the sake of just shocking people.
Oh well, that's Ryan Murphy for you. But he
Yeah.
didn't do that in American.
Freaking Ryan Murphy, right?
Is that
Yeah,
the
right.
same guy?
Same guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes
Dadgummit.
sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, there's some good shows out there. It's just we haven't really. I mean, I think we're slowly figuring out like Game of Thrones and House of
Yeah.
Cards are kind of like the next gen. But
Yeah.
um,
I'm so glad they do it. I feel like they just like, no, I'm only doing 3 seasons and that's it. They're on for the long board. Just
Oh,
think
yeah.
like Kevin Spacey and then we're like, I'm going to do movies. You know?
did True Detective get canceled?
No, I think they're going to do a 3rd
I
season.
don't
Are they
understand
really?
that either. I don't understand True Detective.
Really?
Did you ever watch season 1?
I tried.
Season
yeah,
1.
I did try too, but you have to power through it. The last 3 episodes are worth it.
I mean, to me, like, I got about 3 like the first 2 episodes. I'm kind of like, all right, man, it's a show, it's interesting.
I quit on
And
the
then
first
like
episode.
season like 3 or 4
Same.
or episode like 3 or 4. Holy God, that show is just ridiculous. I mean, it is this like it's an 8-hour movie that has the same hands on it the entire way. Because usually you watch TV shows and you have like every episode has a different writer, or they have like 3 writers and they write like one writes episode 1, 2, and then one writes 2 and then one writes 3 and then they just kind of cycle over again. But this show has one director, one writer, so it feels like an 8-hour just like epic movie, and it's beautiful, man. I think True Detective season 1 is a true, in my opinion, is a true masterpiece that they screwed up trying to turn it into a TV show. Because I mean,
It's good. You just have to power through it.
Yeah.
You just have to.
I mean, it's slow. I mean, it is a slow show, but it's all character building. But like,
Yeah.
You know what the true masterpiece of cinema and television is?
Who?
oh God, what?
Downton Abbey.
Are you a big?
Really?
Are you a big
Oh,
Downton
yeah.
Abbey guy?
Oh, yeah.
No way.
My roommates love
Wagner.
it, man.
My
How are you
mom's a
today?
huge
And I-
fan.
yeah.
My roommates love Downton Abbey.
It's decently entertaining. Like I can't watch it on a regular basis, but like I watch it just for kicks
On
sometimes.
PBS.
My mom
Yeah.
watches it, and she
Same.
loves
Yeah.
Downton
Yeah,
Abbey.
that's my mom's
Masterpiece
favorite.
theater.
Or was,
How-
maybe.
How old is the grandma? She must be like 97 now.
Isn't
'cause,
that the
like,
same actress that's
Maggie
in
Smith.
Harry Potter?
Isn't
yeah.
he Professor
Okay.
McGonagall?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maggie Smith.
Man, well done. That's a Harry Potter reference
Yeah.
for you
Harry
right there.
Potter.
I love Harry
But
Potter,
I think
man.
don't they like jump like 15 years in the future, and she was already old as shit in other ones, so she's like 95 or something like that.
She's
Yeah,
old.
She's like a
well,
Betty White,
But
She's like the British version of
She's
Betty
the
White.
British, yeah.
Well, in real life,
Betty
she's
White,
not
who's just
that
never
old.
gonna die.
No.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
the
She's only, like,
character's old.
70
I
something,
know,
right?
but the character and it's like old as shit, so it doesn't make any sense.
How
Like,
old is the actual woman?
she's like I don't know, 72,
70s, yeah.
70s, something
How
like
old's Betty White? Like 100.
She's
She's
like
like
90
90-something.
93.
and she still works, man.
She looks great for
Yeah.
90.
She really
Yeah,
does. She
my,
looks.
my grandma's in her like low 70s and don't look half as good as Betty White.
When she did SNL, I was thoroughly impressed with her. She was really funny
Oh yeah.
Betty White is 93.
with the
Wow.
dusty muffin.
Yeah. Homie.
She did an episode of Community when she was like 90, and it's awesome. Like she does an action scene at 90, and it's her.
She had her own show too, the Off the Rockers thing.
Yeah, that didn't work out well,
I
did
know,
it?
but still, like she had
still
her own
did it.
show.
Yeah,
you know
she-
what I mean? That's a lot of work.
She's hilarious. She has, to this day, one of my favorite lines in movie history. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It's from the movie Lake Placid. It's a terrible movie.
Lake Placid.
It is
It
a terrible. I've
so
seen that.
Is that Lake
freaking
Placid,
dumb.
New York?
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
Lake Placid, and there's like, and the whole thing's like, there's a giant monster alligator out eating people, right? It's
Classic.
It's a dumb monster movie, but she has one of my favorite lines because she's like, when this movie came out, she was like in her like mid 80s probably, or like low 80s, so she's old, and like the cops come to talk to her because she feeds the alligator. Like that, she actually because that's like she's the person who's been feeding the alligators and stuff.
Classic
And
daddy.
at one point, just an 80-year-old woman looks this dude right in the eye and says, "Suck my dick." It is the funniest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. And it's just old Betty White going, "Suck my dick." And it's awesome. I'm just like, this is the greatest thing that ever happened to the world. I wish that was like, I wish people had, it's just genius. It made me laugh. That movie is terrible, but that scene, I will watch that movie again just to get to that section.
I think the sci-fi has done such amazing things with monster movies. It's unbelievable.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, Lava Lantula. Have you seen that one?
Lava Lantula?
Oh my God, that
Yes.
sounds like the greatest thing that ever
yeah,
happened.
It
it's
is.
it's like a massive spider that is made of lava, massive tarantula made of lava, and it's got like the cast of Police Academy in it,
Oh, that's the best.
and the guy that plays what's his name from The Sandlot, isn't it? Hams.
Yeah.
Yeah, the catcher guy that yells,
Oh,
"You play ball like a girl."
Yeah.
The fat ginger kid.
Yeah, yeah. So it's all of them plus the cast of Police Academy.
Oh my God, that sounds like the greatest thing that
I know,
ever
right?
happened to America.
Oh.
Is it good?
Except-
Is it better than Sharktopus?
Well, it might be, but nothing's better than Sharknado.
Sure,
I'll
I've
take-
never seen Sharknado.
I
I
100%
haven't
recommend it. Number 2 is
Really?
my personal favorite.
Number 2. What about 3?
You know what?
Hell no.
Yeah, I'm the jury's still out on number 3. I didn't think it was that good. It made me giggle, which is I think kind of the point. But it was a little too like, oh look, sci-fi's owned by Universal. Universal owns Universal Studios. Let's go to Universal Studios and show off all the neat things there are
Oh
to
my
do
God,
at
really?
Universal Studios while killing everyone and
Yeah.
destroying everything.
I couldn't really get. I never wanted to watch that because the things that makes those movies great is that people think they're making a good movie, but it is just awful. So you can just see these like actors who are just nobodies who are just trying so hard to put in a serious good performance, and you see these people who are you doing After Effects work that my little sister who doesn't even know what After Effects is could do, and like it's just I mean it's amazing, but like that's why I could never watch Sharknado because they know they're making
Well,
a
see, Sharknado.
POS.
Well, if you like that, then Sharknado 1 is going to be your go-to because they
Really?
really thought they were bringing the heat with that one.
Oh my God.
and then people realized like, wait, people are just watching this because it's stupid. And then they took Sharknado 2, and it's still a little bit like that. It's like got just enough where it's like stupid celebrity cameos and like good acting, bad script. So it's pretty like I think my favorite part of the whole thing is when Damon from Shark Tank. The guy, the
does he pop in?
FUBU guy.
Yeah.
No, the FUBU guy gets run over by the Statue of Liberty's head, rolling
awesome.
rolling down the street.
Like I just
Isn't there like a big cameo in Sharknado 3? It was like somebody like pretty famous. Was it Donald Trump or somebody was in that?
No, I don't think. Well, I know Chris Jericho was in it.
Y2J. But yeah, I don't know. I still like I don't know. It's always weird things you pick out of those movies. Like I watched Giant Shark versus Mega Octopus or
Oh,
whatever the hell it is.
that's a classic.
Yeah, I watched that or whatever that movie's called. And my favorite scene in the entire thing is like there's a plane flying and this dude's sitting there and then he looks out the window and like goes wide-eyed and drops his mouth and then like the plane goes down. And then the very next scene it's the two main actors walking and talking and behind them walks the guy who just got eaten in the plane. It's awesome. I was like, holy shit, he's dead. Did we go back in time? What just happened? Like this is weird.
They had to recycle him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they ran out of
They didn't have
extras.
enough. They didn't have enough extras.
Extras.
So
I
they
would have
had to
been.
use it.
Listen, I would have been an extra on that movie.
Yeah,
that would've
I think it was a fun or Kickstarter, and you could be an.
Oh,
extra
was
or
it?
something. Yeah, I think
I should've
I
done.
remember who it was. George R.R. Martin's in Sharknado 3.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
Did he get his
Yeah.
head bit off or something?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, is he considered a celebrity?
Well,
At
I mean,
this
I just
point-
remember. Yeah.
I mean, he has a really good show on that's based off his books, but
Yeah, he's kind of turned himself into a
that's
celebrity.
the Game of
though.
Thrones guy, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay, the Lord of the Rings guy's dead, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
that was
or
that was back in
Tolkien.
the like early
The-
1900s.
like
Early
1920
grosses.
1700s.
J.
He's
What
been-
is it, R.R. Tolkien or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah. Tolkien.
I can't get into
The year of
Lord of the
our
Rings,
Lord.
man.
Really? No, I'm a big fan,
1407.
big fan.
I'm a bad. I don't know, man. I'm a bad nerd, man. That's the only like I get all the other nerd stuff. Like I understand like comic books and I get like Star Wars, but like I do not get
No, like I don't
freaking.
go. People that go in depth into like the lore and stuff like that.
just can't
no,
get-
that's too much.
I
But
can't get
I'll
into
sit there
those
and I'll
movies.
watch all 6 movies in a row.
I can't get
no
into
problem.
those movies, man.
No, not right. Fan fiction.
Where do you guys see the internet in 10 years from now? Like, what do you think it's going to evolve to?
I don't even
Because I
wanna
mean,
know.
it's evolved really fast in the past 10 years.
Virtual
Oh
reality.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
Like it's gonna be like virtual reality, but it's gonna be like all BuzzFeed. So it's gonna be like
Oh, God.
10 silly cat photos to make your day better. But then like they're gonna be like in front of you, so you're gonna be like sitting here, like doing it, and they're gonna pop up, and then like the little kitten's gonna start playing in your living room. You're just sitting there, and then
And then you're trying to hit the X button, but you can't find it, so the cat just stays there forever.
yeah,
'cause
cat
you
stays
can't-
there forever. And then you pull up like 21 times you've been so done with life, and then
on BuzzFeed.
on BuzzFeed, and then they're all gonna be like standing like in your living room, just like just like all these like celebrities' faces, just like I'm so done, but you can't talk to them because it's a picture.
yeah, but, well, I mean, seriously, just look at what porn's doing right now. Because porn will try shit.
Is that going to be new?
Whatever they
VR
are.
version of
Oh, yeah.
porn, virtual reality.
Oh,
where,
they
like,
already have
a-
that.
Yeah,
They have,
they're
I'm talking about
developing
like
that.
I'm talking about like holograms, like they pop
they
out.
are.
of
I mean,
your
I
computer.
think they're developing.
They've
I'm telling
so?
you, the porn industry is like way ahead of anyone else because they're willing to try shit.
Right.
Because I mean, their product is not expensive to make.
No,
So
they
they're
have to
willing-
deliver it.
They're willing to try, and they have to
gotta
pump
put
that
out.
shit
Yeah.
out.
So-
And they are willing to try things that like a big company is not willing to do. Because you got to think like. Are you going to try that on Avengers: Age of Ultron, which is like what the cost of that movie is like
$1 million.
probably $500 million
Over $9,000.
versus porn, which is like like $9K. So it's like fine, we'll blow $9K. We're not going to try to do some new thing with our $500 million property,
Yeah.
but we will try a new thing with this $9K little video that we made. So
Exactly.
like they're willing to try things that other people aren't, and basically they just try it and then they perfect it, and then people steal it, and then they're like, shit, now we got to try something new.
Exactly.
This could lead into our next question
Oh,
about
boy.
terrible roommate stories.
Oh, I have great and terrible roommate stories.
I mean,
Fire it
not
up.
like terrible roommates, but just interesting stories. With
Oh
your
well, I
roommates.
have.
Oh, either one. Terrible roommate
Okay,
stories.
so
too.
so
Either
terrible
one.
roommate. Okay, so last year, so this guy lives with us now. He didn't live with us last year. I'll redact his name for the sake of doing that.
Yeah, that's a
Obviously,
good call.
So last year, he came in. Well, here's the best part is I didn't realize this, but I roomed with him at orientation. So I came in and I was like, "Oh, what's up, man?" He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Oh, we live on the same floor." He's like, "Oh, we live in the same building and the same floor." And I was like, "He's like, well, what room are you on?" I'm like, "I'm 1605." He's like, "Oh, I'm like 1630 something." He's like, "Oh, well, we're on opposite end of the building, so we'll probably never see each other." And that was the only thing he said. He didn't talk to me again, and he slept in his clothes he had been wearing all day.
What?
Yeah.
That's weird.
And then that was it. And then when I got up in the morning, he was gone.
That's
It was
odd.
so weird. So then, turns out we were gonna talk to each other because our building is a square. Like Capstone's a square, so you're gonna see each other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we all live together now this year. So this past weekend, all his buddies were coming over. They were coming here for the LSU game, and then the flood happened. LSU. I'm about them Bayou Bengals. Gonna get them in there.
Shoot them.
Yeah, there you go. It didn't even make sense for them to even come this weekend to begin with, in my personal opinion, because nothing was working. You couldn't drink the water. Nothing
Yeah.
was open, but they came anyway.
Oh,
So
man.
all of us were gone except for him. We got 4 roommates. All but he's the only one that's left in there. And throughout the weekend, I just kind of like periodically check in on his Snapchat stories, see what he's doing. And one day I see him. There's some dude passed out on the couch, and they've got him covered in tinfoil. And and he used all of our tinfoil, every little bit of it. And it's like they call it Iron Man. They if somebody passed out on the couch, you cover him in tinfoil. And then he was
Where?
in my apartment.
No, in what state do they do that? Is
In
that-
here, this is my room. My roommate did this this past weekend. to a
Murderberg
kid.
uses more extreme tactics.
Murderberg, man, you
You
just
just put him in Saran
you
wrap.
don't wake up. You don't wake up. In
You
Murderberg,
get murdered at Murderberg.
Yeah,
AKA Murderberg.
You
that's why it's
pass
called
out
Murderberg.
first, you die.
yeah. So that was strike 1, and then strike 2 is I see him. He Snapchats his story of his friend, and he's like, "What are those?" And he's got this pair of socks on. I'm like, and they're not a normal pair of black socks or white socks. They're my socks. I recognize it. and my door was locked when I left. So I'm thinking, how did he get a pair of my socks? So at that point, I was so done. And then he posted one later, and his music was so loud. I felt so bad for all the neighbors.
Man.
One of my roommates that I lived with last year, he got back first, and he just texted me, said, "There's a knife in the wall." I said, "Excuse me?" He said, "There's a knife in the wall." He said, "The place is a wreck." I was like, "Great." So I get back. Lo and behold, there's a knife in the wall.
Wow.
There's like shit everywhere. It is so, and so like part of our wall is black, and like we decided that it was going to be chalkboard paint. I don't think it is, but it works. So over the top of the kitchen, Kyle's a pussy. Oh, that's the other guy's name. The other guy, that's his friend. We'll fix it in post. It's fine. No, we won't, but we might. Yeah. So and then they have somebody. One of my roommate's girlfriends had drawn like really well these Pokemon on the wall, and he erased those and did like the 3rd grade like Superman S, where it's like 3 lines, and then you connect them, and then and then on the
That's how I
do that in class.
That's how I used to sign my name on papers.
Yeah.
Sam, I do. The S would be all fancy, and then you just got A and M right there. It looks so
Perfect.
weird.
Yeah. So then the best part of the whole thing is I kind of just looked around for a minute. I was just like, what? This looks like a fucking war zone in here. And so then I go to my room and I go to unlock the door. It's already unlocked. And I look, and my bed is a wreck. It looks like somebody went on a hayride and then just went right to bed. There's hay everywhere. And it's ridiculous. And my like comforter was on the floor. There were like beer cans in my room.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
So I came out. I said, "Hey man, did somebody sleep in my bed?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, man." I was like, "Well, did you ask me? Because I guarantee you didn't." And he's like, "Oh, I thought I did, but I didn't." And I was like, "Well, how did you get in my room?" And he's like, "Well, I forgot my key, so I broke in your window."
Are you serious?
So he opened up my window, came through that way, and then let his friend sleep in my room and wear my socks.
Here's my question. Where the hell do you get hay from? We're in Colombia.
I don't know. I don't know what it was. It may have not been hay, but it looked like hay.
Okay.
Where do you get hay? We're in
don't
Colombia.
know.
There's
It
no
is-
need for hay in this town.
Hay is
Closest
for
place
horses.
is the State Farm currently, I know.
Yeah, you can go to the state fair.
Yeah,
Fair.
but
State Fair
that
Farm.
wasn't their flood week.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it wasn't. Yeah.
I don't know where it was.
Oh my
and
God.
and the next day, I walk outside, and I just kind of like look to my left out in the courtyard outside of the door of our apartment, and I was like, there's a lot of crap out there. And I go to investigate. I find 6 beer cans, 2 empty frozen pizza boxes, a cookout drink tray, and an empty glass bottle of vodka that was just laying out. I was like, "Hey, dude, is this yours?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, dude, it was a great deal. It was only $8. I was like, "You are the worst human being on the face of the earth."
That guy sucks.
I
You
know.
not flip
So-
shit on him.
I did, and well, the thing is, he doesn't understand what he's doing is wrong.
Oh my God.
Like
Really?
he just thinks this is totally cool because he may or may not be a member of Greek life. So
You know what else he's a member of?
what?
Boner Life.
Boner Life.
Hashtag Boner Life. Woo! He needs to go hang out with Boner Life MD.
Boner
Maybe
Life.
we'll get his MD from him.
Oh,
Ooh, nice.
kids got jokes. So yeah.
Boner Life MD, man.
God.
So,
So-
needless to say, he will not be rooming with you next
Oh
year.
yeah, I think we're hoping he's moving out. He said, he's like, "Oh yeah, my dudes, my bros are get a house and one of them's moving out, so I might go move in with them." I was like, "All right, cool,
No,
do
no,
that,
That's fine.
do
That's-
that. Sounds good."
Do you, man?
Where do you live, man?
At the wonderful student housing establishment that is Riverside.
Hey, I also live at Riverside.
Do you live
I
in
do.
Riverside? It's a wonderful place, isn't it?
The bugs are great. They keep me company at night.
A buddy of mine said he fell asleep one night, and he was about to fall asleep, and he was like, he heard that. I was like, "Oh no!"
I had one
There's-
fall from my ceiling fan, and the
Oh
ceiling
my
fan,
gosh.
the beds are right underneath
Right? Yeah.
the ceiling fan. I'm sitting there looking up at the ceiling. I was on my phone, and I look up to the side, and I'm like, "There's a bug crawling down the little handle thing that you use to turn on the light."
Oh my gosh!
I'm like,
He
this
knows
motherfucker's fixing to fall on me. So I get up, grab the shoe. I'm already ready. Next thing I know, 5 minutes later, he falls down finally. I knock him off the bed, and I'm able to get him before he crawls underneath a dark spot underneath the bed or something like that. But he went for an aerial attack on me. Like that was next level.
You got a cockroach go on an aerial assault. He was like, I can't seem to get this motherfucker from the ground. I'm gonna take him out from the air.
Exactly what he was thinking, man.
He was like that. That's my bat plane.
So now I constantly leave the fan on because I don't want him crawling from the fan again because I don't know.
Yeah,
if
but what if
he
he like uses the fan as like a jump off point? Like, you know, because you could have him like on the fan and it starts spinning and then he jumps and just angles you right into your mouth.
If he is that ballsy, let him try that.
If he does that, he is the Batman of cockroaches. You don't kill him, you save him and understand that he's purposefully fighting crime and you're a villain.
At that point, yes, I just realized I need to be eaten or killed by this cockroach.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's not quite Night Table, but
no one is Night Table.
No, Night Table. Night Table. He has legs of justice. The table is turned in Got Turkey. Instead of Gotham, it's Gotham.
Right.
So it's Got Turkey.
Got turkey.
Okay. So how about that game last night, right? The points they scored and the hits.
Okay. Did you see that catch by that Stanford player in the game last night? Where he caught it behind his back?
Yeah, he caught him behind his back. That was unbelievable.
That was crazy.
What game are you talking about?
The Stanford and was it UCLA?
UCLA, yeah. So
I didn't watch it.
Stanford receiver was completely covered up. The quarterback tosses a ball into the end zone, and the Stanford player hugged UCLA defender and caught the ball behind the UCLA guy's back.
And if you look at the
call
pictures,
that a touchdown?
That's a win.
It's a touchdown.
If you catch it, yes.
If you look at the pictures, he wasn't even looking.
You can't even see it.
He was looking off to the right.
So he guessed.
So he was just like.
He was hugging the guy.
Is that for was that to win the game?
Yeah, I think it was to win the game.
I think so. Yeah.
Stanford won. Stanford beat UCLA last night.
Stanford.
UCLA.
Yeah, because I don't know. I was watching the Falcons Saints game.
Yeah, I saw the
watching
Falcons,
the old Mets, Brian Principe's team.
LGM, let's go Mets.
Yeah,
listen,
man.
what a time, man. What a time to be alive for awful sports teams.
I want the Cubs
know, right?
to win.
The Falcons are good.
So Back to the Future's right.
Yeah, Doc Brown said he wants to throw out the first pitch if they make it to the World Series.
Who?
Christopher Lloyd.
Who said who's supposed to win?
In Back to the Future 2, they go to 2015 this year, and then the Cubs win the World Series.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
If that happens,
And they beat Miami, but obviously that's not going to happen.
still.
The funny part of it was because it's a joke because you know how Biff has the sports almanac.
Yeah, the sports almanac.
Unless Robert, what's his face,
Zemeckis.
actually had the almanac and he knew
Robert
that was
Zemeckis.
He knew it.
Yeah,
It's funny.
This is all. It's based on a true story. The whole thing.
What if
Future?
the story of your life is based on a true story?
My brain
don't say that.
My mind is blown right now.
Yeah.
All I know is that my mind is blown from Back to the
Like I
Future.
said, I want the Cubs to win.
Oh,
Yeah,
and by the
you
way, Pepsi is putting out Pepsi
Perfect.
yeah, like they did.
They
Which
give
is
him out at
awesome.
Comic-Con in New York. They gave
That's awesome.
Yeah, they give him out Pepsi Perfect.
All I know is this.
Yeah.
There's no damn hoverboards yet.
Oh, there is.
We're pretty close.
There's
We are
no-
pretty
We're
close.
close. We're
Lexus-
close,
no,
but we're not quite there.
We have
But
this
for what it was for the
Segways.
hoverboard, it's popular. The thing is, though, it's popular now, and it was popular in 2015. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's close. I give
It's
them
not
that one.
quite. It's not quite the hoverboard that they.
Hoverboard.
It's not the
Honestly,
hoverboard that
it's
we saw.
kinda,
It's
still
pretty
cool.
close.
It's pretty
It's
cool.
pretty
though.
close.
Oh, it's cool, but it ain't the hoverboard from the movie.
It's not even
Where
remotely
you're like,
sustainable.
I was walking to class today, and now they have hoverboard squads. Like you look like an asshole.
I hate those things.
One,
Those
two,
are the worst.
1, 2, 3 of them. Like
What
four of them
things?
are running down Green Street on their stupid hoverboards.
What hoverboard?
No,
I've never seen one.
It's like a Segway without a
Oh, the
without
little
a
wheel
handle.
things? That's
wheel
not a
things.
hoverboard.
It's a, what do you call it? I don't know what's
I
the
think
word.
I call them hoverboards.
I thought it was just called a swegway. It's like a Segway, but it's a
Yeah.
swegway.
Swagway.
But I may
But-
be wrong.
But you got the
think-
No,
the crew.
not-
I know what you're talking about, but that's not a hoverboard.
It's like a.
it's
I don't.
the closest
Yeah,
thing
it's
we
close.
have. though.
It's got wheels. And
I
shit.
know, but it's like no hands. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Anything that you don't have to
It's a personal
use hands for, and you
transportation
can
device.
drive.
I mean, it's still a skateboard, basically.
just sideways.
Yeah, and it has 2 wheels instead of 4. I mean,
And
that's
it's
not
and
a
it's motor.
hoverboard.
Well, no, it's more
Well,
like a
and it's
Segway with.
self-sustaining.
Yeah,
It's a Segway without the arm thing. I know. I've seen
Yeah.
them. Yeah,
They're
I've seen those
stupid.
things. They look. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
They're really expensive too. Like
Are
if,
they
if,
really?
if you get the name brand one, it's over at least I know $1,500. But there's knockoffs. There's knockoffs
Yeah,
that are
there's-
like 600, 700.
I don't care.
still so
what the
dumb.
They're still
hell?
really expensive.
Oh my god.
Why are so many people having though if they're so expensive?
I've
Because
haven't seen that-
celebrities.
It's just
I
the
haven't-
latest thing, man.
I haven't seen that many people. I've only seen a few.
There was was just
like,
there was
I've
a
seen
squad rolling down
I've
on
seen
freaking
3.
Greensfield. I was walking to class today, and they were just 4 of them, looking like a bunch of assholes.
problem is they're all thin. Like I can understand if
I'd
my
gotta get wobbled.
I can understand if my fat ass was riding one. I'm fat. I don't need to be walking. But these dudes are like 90 pounds. They're like riding
Rolling.
little fucking whatever.
Like the Funky Duck. There's like a bunch of different name brands.
Oh,
for
see,
it.
yeah, I don't know any of the
Yeah, I
brands.
just- So everybody's like, yo, everybody go check out the Funky Duck website. Get your own.
Oh, but but you were saying that's a hoverboard?
Well, I mean, because it's like no hand.
It's just like a colloquial term.
Yeah,
Have
here.
y'all
Yeah,
seen?
you know.
Have y'all seen? No, they're literally hoverboards.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen that
Lexus
on-
made one.
Yeah, have y'all seen that on YouTube and shit? It's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
it's pretty impressive.
Like that's pretty close. It's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. It ain't no 6 feet off the ground. You can't grab onto the back of a car and ride it into the ride
Ride it into town.
But man, that's a god dang. Those movies are awesome. Those movies are so
back
good.
to our original question. Anybody have any terrible roommate stories?
Not terrible. Not as
Not as
bad as
that.
bad as that.
That is the
I have
best
interesting.
story. Interesting.
Okay. My roommate last year stayed in a dorm, 2-bedroom dorm, 1 room, whatever you want to call it, 2 bed, 1 room, whatever it is, And my roommate he took a lot of naps during the day. So I walked in one time. It was like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, getting back from class, whatnot. I walk in and he's laying up in his bed, and then we had our beds lofted, and he's laying up in his bed, and he's just laying there with his eyes open, just being still, just looking up at the ceiling. I walk in and I'm like, hey, hey, what's up? He's just looking up there, staring up there. I'm like, okay, maybe he's got headphones in. He didn't hear me. I sit down at my desk, which is underneath my bed, and I can kind of see him out of the corner of my eye still. And 30 minutes go by, and he hasn't moved, and he's still staring up at the ceiling.
Oh my god.
I'm like, hey, are you okay? And he looks over, and he's like, yeah, I'm fine. I was just in like that sleep paralysis, and I was like, what are you talking about? I had never heard of this before.
Paralysis.
No, what is this?
Sleep paralysis.
It's
What
where
is
you
this?
get it happens during REM sleep where
yeah.
your muscles lock so you don't move.
It's apparently like part of being in a dream almost, to where, because your muscles activate some kind of mode to where if you're in a dream, you don't sit there and move around. Otherwise, you would fall off the bed.
Right,
So
it's
your
like-
muscles kind of contain themselves. Well, apparently there's like an extreme version of that where your muscles go into complete lock. And
Well, it's like you're awake, but you're dreaming.
You're awake.
Yeah.
You're dreaming.
It's
and
a weird combo.
You can't talk. You
like
can't move.
sleepwalking.
All you can do is breathe and blink. Basically,
Yeah,
you can't.
You're
move or
in
talk.
limbo. It's like you're in limbo between dream state and.
But also, apparently, in some dreams that you have during this time, you see somebody that's staring over you or holding you down. Like I looked up pictures for this because I didn't
you're
believe
pushed
them.
down.
Yeah, it feels like you're being held down by something.
People think it's
or
like a
someone.
ghost or something.
Yeah, some people think that it's like this demonic, paranormal, whatever you want to call it,
great.
that are like holding you down to where you can't move and can't talk.
This is
And
terrifying.
I was like, I was like, just looking up, and I
Some
just saw
people-
this thing, and I was like,
you
do I
gotta
need to go get the
go.
police
I
or?
just realized how shocked I looked. I was sitting over
You're
here,
like-
my mouth was hanging open, my eyes were wide, and I was just like
Jake-
staring at Sam, like, "What is this?
Jake
What
was
is
like,
this
Jake was like,
mythical
this
thing?"
is what happens when I go to sleep at night. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
this
just sitting there
explains
going,
so
like,
much.
"This is a thing."
So he actually saw that
yeah,
thing.
he said he saw
So
it,
it's
and
a
I was like,
hallucination. Some people,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why,
it's-
because some people
it's
actually
completely-
wake up and it's scary for them because they can't move.
Right.
They're stuck in that thing.
well, apparently
That's
he says this happens every now and then, and he's
Yeah.
experienced for years, and I was just like,
Wow.
oh well.
Thanks for letting me know.
I was just like, okay, wow.
Thanks for the heads up. I'm gonna go get some holy water.
Speaking of that, though, I was on the opposite side of that. That happened to me too, but not as crazy, but kind of funny at the same time. So I was at band camp in high school.
Band camp.
Just one time
One
at band
time,
camp.
yeah, and we stay at like a local college's women's college. So
Yeah, I
it's
know.
weird.
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I know what you're talking about.
And so like we were all in our my beds. Like we had 3 to a room. So one of my friends was sleeping on the floor. We brought his mattress in. Besides the point. So we all went to bed. And my friend, he was telling me this story from. My friend was on his phone, messing around or whatever. And then he just sees me get up like from the bed and just like stand up in the bed there. And he just says, I'm just blankly staring at the closet right in the hand. He's like, Luke, you all right there? And I literally turn over to him and go,
That's horrible.
And then I said I walk back like
Yeah.
and he just says I just kept on staring straight down in that closet, and then eventually I just laid back down. I was like,
weird.
how did you not flip shit? Because I would have.
That was weird. I would have been like, holy shit, Luke's possessed by a
Your-
monster.
Your dream self is like such
Yeah.
a troll. He was just like, oh, I can get this guy so good. And he was like, awake Luke would be so proud. And
Yeah, he's like, I got him. But man, I feel like my roommate tells me stuff because I talk in my sleep sometimes, and like he said, I get angry, and I'm like, God damn it, like yell out.
That sounds like you,
that
oddly
explains
enough.
a lot.
Yeah, it does.
But
Yeah, I don't even know.
do you have any roommate stories, Jake?
I got one roommate story I'm gonna tell you. So, most of the time I have good roommates, and oddly enough, like this roommate was like still a really good friend of mine. But he and the girl I'm gonna talk about is now wife. So, but we're gonna do it anyway. But
Beautiful.
So I was living with this dude for a long time, like for a while. He's a good buddy of mine. His girlfriend crashed over at our place, and he had bought this dog. Now, he pulled kind of a dick move and bought this dog and then went out of town, like literally bought it. He brought it home and then went out of town that night and was like, hey, I'm going out of town for a week. Take care of this new puppy that you don't know.
Can't do that.
Yeah, so I had to take care of this freaking puppy for like a week. Now, it was
some bullshit.
Yeah, it sucked, but it was fine.
You got shafted.
I did get shafted. Well, wait till I get to the good part. So I get kind of shafted on that. Whatever. So at the time I'm working, he's working, and he has this dog. Well, he didn't really train it properly, so this dog would shit in the house like constantly.
Oh, come on.
And I always got annoyed by it, but whatever, because I mean it sucked, but I mean it wasn't the worst thing in the world. So one day I wake up to go to work, right? I'm waking up, I'm like, oh, I'm tired, because it was back in the days when I would sleep. I would go to bed at like 5 a.m. and sleep till like 2 in the afternoon. But this is one of
Just
those
casual things.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was working at a movie theater, so I had to work late most nights. So I mean, I was up a lot. But so I go to bed. I wake up and then I go out of my room and I go get in the shower and then I get out and I throw my go in my room, change my clothes, whatever. So I start walking down the hall. Well, next thing I see a footprint of shit walking out of his room.
What?
And then on every other step, there's shit footprints all the way down my freaking stairs to my house. And then, not only that, they don't go out the front door. They turn around and walk shit prints back all the way through my foyer into my kitchen, into my living room and out the back door. And then there's shit prints coming back in. I'm like, holy shit, how big was this dirt? This dog is 8 pounds. Like, it's not even, it's an 8-pound dog. And it must have laid a 12-pound shit. There was this much shit in our house. So, and I wake up, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I see it, and I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous, number one. But, like, number two, why is it still here? Because both of them were at work. Apparently, the dude's girlfriend, now wife, had rolled out of bed, stepped in this dog's shit, and then just tracked it through the house.
Oh my God, she didn't notice.
And
she must have had knots in
I don't know. And she was in a rush to get to work, so she didn't clean it. So I was like 40 minutes late. Like, it had been there. Apparently, it had been there for like 3 hours. So I was there.
At that point, it's
So I was there.
You just leave it at that point.
I ended up cleaning all of it, and I called work and was like, hey, because in movie theaters, I don't know if y'all know this, but you kind of come in really early and you don't do shit for like an hour. So I called and was like, hey, I'm going to be a little late. And they were like, all right. So I stayed home and I cleaned up all this shit. But that was probably the most fucked up thing I ever woke up to in my life. I was like, what is this?
yeah, that's kind of a shitty morning.
Yeah. Zinger.
Kids got jokes.
Get jokes.
Sam Gossett so funny.
Joke time with Sam, and this was the last time Sam Gossett was on a podcast.
Boom. Nah, you nailed it, bro.
Boom.
All right.
So we have another question for everybody.
Well, actually, hang on. If I may say something, ask a
No, you
small question.
can't.
Go right ahead.
No, you're not
Dealing
allowed.
with roommates while we're still on
Dealing
that
with
topic.
roommates. Okay.
Accidentally the other day, I saw when it wasn't the other day. It's been about 2 weeks now at this point. It was before the flood and all that. I saw I don't know if my roommate didn't know I was there. Apparently he didn't, or he's just really weird and I didn't know. But I walk out of my room and my door's usually always closed because I have music playing and I'm just watching TV. So I got like 4 different things going on, making noise.
Just jamming out.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep the noise level down as much as I can to them because they're always studying, and one of them's studying to be a doctor, and another one's like a dentist or whatever it is,
Doctor.
And so I walk out and I'm going to class, and I look over to the left because at Riverside, I'm on the left side. If you walk in where the kitchen is, you know,
Right,
the kitchen.
right,
I'm
yeah.
over on
I
the
am
left.
too, yeah.
So I'm the furthest away from the front door. They're closer to me, so I have to walk past their little hallway, and the bathroom is right there in the middle of the hallway that you can see from the living room. So I look to my left because the light's on. I'm like, oh, somebody's
to
here.
the left.
I look over there, and there's one of my roommates, butt-ass naked,
Oh, no.
walking into the bathroom, and I'm like,
Just hanging out.
I was just
Yeah,
like,
just-
quickly turned back and just went out the
Did
door.
you do the helicopter?
So-
Is that it?
Have you-
To impress a chick, to the helicopter.
spin?
Oh God.
Oh, man.
Oh man, my
You
roommate.
went there, didn't you?
I gotta go.
So,
okay.
anyway.
Okay,
Have
sorry. I got something on meat spin in a minute. Go.
Have you guys seen any of your roommates that far as I did that one day?
No,
I
no.
haven't. I've been pretty lucky.
No, the
Yeah.
worst thing I've run into one day is both my roommates came home. Like my current roommates came home plastered from 5 points one night. I'm talking just
Oh my God.
obliterated. And both of them are just sitting in the living room in their drawers, they just yelling at each other. Like they're just having like this argument that's just incoherent nonsense in their drawers, just like it's all. I was like, oh, this is so. It was just a weird sight to walk into because I was like, what the fuck is going on in my living room right now? But all right, so I'm gonna steal a story from my roommate. I'm gonna
meat spinning?
about meat spin. So my buddy was in a frat in college. He lived in a frat house, and apparently him and his roommates would every time somebody would like go to the bathroom, they had to like lock their door behind them because all the people in the frat house would like mess with their shit.
Pranks and
Pranks and whatnot. So he was saying that one time this dude went to the bath. This dude he left his door unlocked and went to class. So he had like they had like an hour.
Yeah.
They took everything in his room and put it into a bathroom. And changed every friggin' bookmark, every homepage, everything on his computer to meatspin.com, and then tweeted out meatspin from his Twitter account and like Facebooked meatspin from his Facebook account.
Oh, this is wrong.
And I was just like, y'all are monsters. And he was like, yeah, mate, don't leave the door unlocked. I'm like, fuck. That's all.
That's
brutal.
Oh, last year, this girl always left her door open for no good reason, and just for kicks, one day we finally just decided that we took her half of their room and we recreated it in our study room. So her whole half of the side of the room, bed included, except for the lofting, was recreated in the study room, and she came back once again plastered. And so she came back and she was like, "Oh my God, where is my room?" And then we finally, I was just like, "Come here," and like walk down the hallway, go to the study room, and she comes in there, she's like, "Oh my God, it's all of my stuff."
That's awesome.
That's so good.
Yeah, but she locked her door after that.
Oh, yeah. She learned her lesson.
Yeah.
That reminds me of, I guess I don't really have any bad roommate stories, but I have bad hallmate stories. This one guy just didn't have a filter, and this actually happened recently. So my sweet man has a girlfriend, and he came in one time, and he's like, yeah, I understand. We're just gonna name him Joe for Steve. He's like, yeah. Joe, I think you like him a little on the thick side. And she was right there.
Oh, man.
And then he just walks out. And no, it got worse though. He got worse. This is the second time. And she got so mad. And then she came in once, like she went to go to the bathroom. He's like, oh, I'll just have to wait till that gets out of the bathroom.
Oh, you like them thick, don't you? That's my nice way of saying you fat. That's terrible. All right. Damn.
So wow.
What a time to be
Roommates.
alive.
Roommates are the
And
best.
hallmate. And people. Just people.
Just people.
I think
So next topic is what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you at a family gathering?
At a family gathering?
Mm-hmm.
That's a great question.
I've had sounds like they're literally like right next to us.
They are.
Yeah.
So much for these
I think
soundproof
might be
walls, am I
playing a
right?
song.
They might be playing in the
Garden?
Gamecock office.
Yeah.
Daily Gamecock.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know what. Can you think of any
I got
family?
nothing, man. My family's cool and shit.
I mean, just instances like I just remember one. Forget, like I might have been like 8 or 9, but we were playing like a after Thanksgiving, like we go out and play baseball,
Right.
and I wanted to be the catcher, and my cousin had the bat right there, and I was stupid me, decided to get up close to him, and he just as soon as he swung, hit me right in the eyebrow, and that's the most blood. It was just
Oh my gosh.
gushing everywhere, and I'm like, oh! And surprisingly, I didn't get taken to the hospital, stitches, everything. I still got a scar from it somewhere. I don't know where.
Got
it
an
was.
owie.
I got a scar on my eyebrow too. Some kid when I was like 3 pushed me on top of a freaking slide. I had 3 stitches in my eye when I was
Wow.
like 3.
Yeah. F- you, Jake.
Yeah. And,
So what was I was listening to the wonderful
Yeah.
music. What was the question again?
The worst thing or the weirdest thing that's happened at a family gathering?
I mean, I got nothing. I gotta be honest. My family's fine.
I got something pretty weird, and it's pretty redneck, but it wasn't something I did. It was something I was completely against. This is just rocking out right now.
Yeah. So
But
it's background music for your story.
it doesn't fit. I'll tell you that. Where this is going, it doesn't
Do we
fit.
need the Alabama
Do you want me to do
song?
it?
We need that,
Do we need a little mountain music?
We need something that deals with cousins. If you know what.
Oh, fire! Fire it up!
Time out. Time out. Okay.
So, all right. I was I can't remember how old I was. I was probably 7 or 8, maybe 9, somewhere around there. I wasn't in middle school. I was still in elementary school. So, we were at some family gathering with my mom's side of the family, and it was at some, usually we have like this big dinner, and it was at some church,
Yeah.
some like, cafeteria convention center that was still hosted by like a church or something like that. So,
Yeah. I'm hearing you.
yeah. The kids were all in this like side room off to the sides while the adults were out there, still talking and all that.
Yeah.
So we had all the kids, teenagers and whatnot in one room. Well, I'm there with she's not really my cousin. She's like my cousin's cousin, really. So we're not
Second cousin.
Second
we're
cousin.
not-
cousin.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. I don't know.
So we're not directly related, but well, still in the family. But
Yeah.
it's still a little weird, which is why I was against it. But apparently,
Oh shit!
apparently,
Fire it up!
apparently she was really attracted to me, and thinking,
It's your second cousin?
yeah, keeping
Okay.
something like that,
Well, I mean, that's okay.
and keep in
in
mind,
most circles.
well, it's not
In
like
some
she was
states.
okay. Well,
Most states.
she's not a
almost all states, I believe.
Yeah,
actually.
second cousin.
she's not above a 5 on the 10 scale, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, and she was a troll, and she was related to you. This is getting interesting.
So apparently she was really attracted to me. This is getting intense.
We are rocking so hard.
It's getting to the climax.
It's
Yeah.
getting close. And
Somebody's about to.
Yeah, you went there, didn't you?
I always go there, man.
Okay.
eight-year-old Sam
8-year-old Sam.
everywhere.
Shit. Oh god.
But so anyway, we're in this room and she's really attracted to me. We're sitting down right next to each other on these like beanbag chairs.
Yeah.
But we're in separate beanbag chairs, and apparently she's, sitting there mooching, getting closer and closer. Eventually, everybody's just talking in a circle. Eventually, she leans over, goes to kiss me on the cheek. I'm like, the fuck? And so I like get up before she gets like right here. She get like
Oh.
centimeters away.
Oh, jeez.
But it was pretty close to where like,
Yeah.
I mean, I felt her
Did you-
nose breathe and all that.
Did you almost become part of a kissing cousins?
And, well, that was fucking weird,
Just like-
man. I don't
That
want to
is
get
weird.
kissed by my cousin.
Yeah, that's
like-
pretty. That's pretty close to.
gross.
That's pretty West Virginia.
So, I get up and I'm just like,
West
nope, go out. I go out, sit
Virginia.
out there next to my mom and dad, and I'm just like,
Mountain
now,
Mama.
now going back in there. They're like, everything okay? I'm like,
Dude,
yep,
play
yep,
it.
everything's good.
Little Sam sitting
I
there like.
belong West Virginia.
They're already gonna hear this song
Cousin
on.
loving.
Man.
They're
all
already
the
gonna hear this
way.
song on Predicts. I don't think they want to hear it again on the podcast.
Sam just walks in. Your parents are like, "You okay?" Like, yeah. These people. I will never want to come back.
I'm like, fuck my family, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sam, hey Sam,
have
are
you
you
visited?
okay? I don't know anymore. I don't know
Mom,
what I'm feeling.
Mom, is it okay if
Do you-
she's not directly related?
Do you see that person frequently? Like,
No, I haven't seen
How
her
does she
again
sit?
since. I have
Oh.
not seen her since. So she's
okay.
pretty far. She's
Probably
pretty
married
distant.
your other cousin.
I think they live in Georgia.
Oh,
Now-
classic
Georgia.
Classic.
Georgia makes
Classic
sense.
Georgia.
Southern Georgia. I bet that's
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
it. That makes sense.
So no, but that was pretty weird.
Yeah, I bet.
That's kind of stuck with me
Yeah.
forever.
Well, yeah, I can tell you got that shit pretty vivid. That shit traumatized baby Sam.
So we have a special guest that just came in the building, all the way from Chipotle.
Chipotle.
I really want to know how that line was because this is the first day back since the flood with Chipotle. Am I right?
It is. You're right. And that line, we waited in line for 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
But it was worth every second of that 45
Are you
minutes.
sure?
It was.
It?
It was. It was really good.
What'd you get?
I got burrito, of course.
Okay, yeah.
Chicken burrito.
Good call.
Burrito
Burrito or bowl?
Burrito.
Oh, boo.
Boo you.
Poor call. You get more food for the price in
Listen,
the bowl.
you don't get the wrap.
Yeah,
you don't get
Yeah,
the
man,
You
need
can
that
do
wrap.
without it. You can do without
Okay,
it.
but
that
listen,
wrap,
the
man.
best part of the burrito is what? Or burrito bowl. What's the best part?
Cheese.
Cheese. Yes. Their cheese today was the best Chipotle cheese I have ever had in my life.
Wow.
Incredible.
I feel like Brian Principe was missing some Chipotle. Some Chipotle pretty bad.
I was.
Chipotle.
And it's the first time I'm having sweet tea back in the capital city since the flood, too.
Oh,
Hey.
what a time. What a time to be alive.
You can tell you're not from the
What a
South because you
time.
called it sweet tea and not just tea.
I don't care. It's great. I do like
It's
it
good, man. I
You're
know.
you're one of the few people that I actually know that like sweet tea.
from outside of
Yeah, from
the
outside,
South.
from
It took me a while.
From north of the Mason-Dixon line.
Because like I remember freshman year, nobody knew. Like a lot of people didn't know what sweet tea was, and they were like, "Nah, I'll drink half and half, but like full sweet tea." No, I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like,
Yeah, no, I didn't like it until probably about a month ago.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm serious.
I've never been a fan. I mean, we have sweet tea in Virginia, but I'm never a fan. Never been a fan.
I'm from South Carolina and I don't like it, but it is what it is. But
Really?
but yeah, it's
Appreciate it.
weird. I'm not a true Southerner, I guess.
No, you're not.
I don't like-
obviously, you want to be a film director. Obviously,
Yeah, that was a poor,
get a real job.
Yeah, get a real
Yeah,
job,
you're not
boy.
helping society at all. You got a family to feed.
You contributing to them damn liberals.
Get a real job, boy. You hear me? You go out and you work on a friggin' farm.
This fits you.
Man, my head is banging, baby. Whoa!
So, Brian, can you tell me about your
Really? I mean, dude, really? We're gonna continue
Brian's
this?
Brian's got.
Oh, for family experience? Well, it doesn't directly involve me, but it involves my cousin.
Oh, we're back
Here we
with
go
cousins.
Another
again.
cousin story. So my cousin, I guess he's 31 years old now. But-
Whoa, it's a guy.
Yeah, it's a guy. And his
Whoa.
name is a guy. Actually, I won't name him because I mean I don't.
Yeah,
he's
don't-
not gonna.
don't.
He's not gonna listen to this. No one is gonna listen to this. But
Oh,
No one is gonna
Wow.
listen to this. That's harsh.
no one else. No one in my family. That's what I meant. No one in my
Oh,
family.
yeah, okay.
yes.
Fire.
Save it, Principe.
So my cousin Timmy Tom, for a long time, had never formally dated anyone. He was never really dated anyone until one time about I guess 5 years ago. He said he told his mom and his dad, he was like, "Hey, do you mind if I bring over someone for dinner for Thanksgiving?" And his mom said, "Is it a guy?"
Oh, no.
Was it a guy?
And no, it wasn't. It's a
okay.
girl, and they've been dating for 5 years.
Wow.
Oh.
Hey, can I
Oh, it's bad when your mom. has
Take
no
that,
faith in you
Mom.
there.
Yeah.
homo.
See, Mom, I'm
Okay.
back here.
Your mom, even mom's like, you homo.
Yeah.
Like, get out. All right.
Well,
It's about that
Yeah,
time.
I think it's about that
Yeah,
time.
they're
the,
playing
the
our
music
song.
cue.
Yeah.
When they calm down. I don't think
I'm gonna tell you what. Somebody's wailing in the other room.
Yeah, they are wailing. They are going at
they
it.
got that new rock band, man. They're going hard.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm very.
That's the Daily Gamecock.
That's the Daily Gamecock.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
Oh. It sounds like it, man. It sounds like they're right there. All right, everybody. For this has been an SGTV Conversations podcast.
We got outro music now.
The outro music for Brian Principe and Sam Gossett and John Wagner and John Dowdy and Luke Baker. I'm Jake Hutchison. Check out our video content at youtube.com/SGTV at USC. We'll see you next time, guys. Peace.